Hello, everybody. Spider here, TheFightCardPodcast, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, inside the HOG Academy. Being joined by Randy Villarreal. Bro, how are you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Man, you still look young, bro. I don't know, man. I keep getting this gray hair everywhere, bro. What's your secret, man?
Staying in the gym, staying active.
Exactly, bro. That's what I always tell people. I said, I don't even think about my birthdays. I don't even want to know if I'm getting old, man. I just want to keep going. But my man, we have a history within the mixed martial arts or jiu-jitsu community, man. I know we go way back.
Uh-huh.
When I was teaching here in San Antonio, man, you and your brother, walked into the facility I was in and started your journey, man.
Yeah, man, I'll always talk about it. In fact, we've talked about it in some of the interviews, but like people don't know, Spider was actually my first jiu-jitsu coach back in 2006 when I first started. Walked into his gym, welcomed me with open arms, and man, I could honestly say my journey started because of you. So I'm always gonna be grateful for that.
No, no, but like, man, watching you going through this, bro. Like, I was telling your student the other day, and I was having an interview, and I was telling her, man. I mean, I didn't get that far. I mean, you kept going, and watching you keep going just makes it even better, man. Because I'm like, you know what, dude? I mean, I'm proud of you, first off, and I mean everything you've accomplished, man. Because you actually have your own business, and the business itself is in Burleson, Texas, correct?
Yeah, Burleson.
Is that where you live?
Yeah, it's like a suburb of Fort Worth. It's about 15 minutes south of Fort Worth.
Okay, and that's why I was asking your teammate, man, Sarah, because for me, Dallas, bro, I guess because you live there, you're so used to the areas and the small towns around there, man. But for me, I get lost out there, bro. I mean, I go to Katy, over to Dallas. I'm saying Plano, and it's like before I know it, I don't know where I'm at, man.
Yeah, DFW is freaking huge. Like Dallas itself, all the surrounding suburbs are huge. Fort Worth, the surrounding suburbs, Fort Worth. It's real easy to get lost up here.
Oh, definitely, man. Now let me ask you. I mean, I talked about the beginnings. You know, when you first started in jiu-jitsu, man. When you moved, were you and your brother initially from San Antonio?
So we were actually an hour south of Dilley, Texas, right in between San Antonio and Laredo, right off of 35. And whenever I joined up with you, I was actually going to school at UTSA.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's
And I
kind
was
of
wondering. Yeah, well, because your brother lives in Pleasanton right now.
Pearsall.
Pearsall, I'm sorry, Pearsall. And
Yeah.
the reason I'm saying is because he told me, I mean, you go out there every once in a while, and visit family. And I was trying to get you on here on the way up because I said, man, I don't know which way you're going, but I was going to tell you jump, stop by, jump in the studio. But I mean, you're a busy man, bro. So I'm sure your schedule's on the time limit.
Yeah, especially now getting closer to fight time.
No, I mean for sure, man, and that's one of the reasons why I have you on this. The fight itself is going to be for Fury Fighting Championship, number 58. I mean, they're getting up there, man. I mean, of course, right now the promotion itself is on the UFC Fight Pass, and your fight, man, is it going to be on the Fight Pass?
It is. I'm actually going to be the first fight on the main card. The main card will start at 4:30. I also have a teammate of mine, Silas Lucas. He's a main fight on the prelims right before me. So it's going to be a good night of fights. There's a lot of talent on this card. I think there's like 18 fights right now.
No, I mean for sure, and I know Fury UFC, man. On this fight, it's the 27th. Is that going to be a Friday or Sunday?
Yeah, this one's actually a Sunday. It's gonna be at Gillies in Dallas, real nice venue. It might even sell out, to be honest. From what promoter Eric was saying, this ticket sales are really going good right now.
Oh yeah, you posted that the tables that you had were already sold.
Yeah, so man, I've been blessed. Just support I've been getting, just like from my gym, our gym community, my family, friends. It's overwhelming, to be honest. Just how much like love and support I've been getting.
No, for sure, man. And I mean, you've been in the fight game for a long, it's been years. But when you first started, man, I mean, of course, you were a little young, and I don't know if I should use the word naive, but you were fighting everybody, bro.
Yeah, yeah, man. Those days, like they served a purpose. There was a lot of fights I shouldn't have taken. Just like you said, I was naive, wanting to fight everybody, like get to UFC as fast as I can, and I kind of paid for it. But man, everything happens for a reason. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I didn't go through all of that. So even that, like all the bad, like fights I took, the losses I took, I'm grateful for all of it.
No, I mean for sure, man. Because even early, as an amateur, man, I mean, you were fighting like every few months. Even you were staying busy.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, let me ask you. Right now, you're on a three-fight win streak, correct?
Yes, 3 fight win streak.
And I mean, between these fights, and I wrote them down because one was in 2017, 2019, and then 2021 was just, it was recently with Jacob Silva, man. Was
Yeah.
there a reason for that time lapse?
Yeah, things like, man, haven't like been out of my control basically. I before 2017, I took a 4-year hiatus. Just like you just talked about, I had so many fights. I got burnt out physically, mentally, and like it was it was God's way of telling me I need to slow down already. I'm doing too much, have too much on my plate, trying to do this and that, taking it out of his hands. And man, it was a blessing in disguise, to be honest. Whenever I decided to come back in 2017, I just felt rejuvenated. But from then, that was my first fight back, 2017. It was against Leroy Martinez for STFC. I planned on staying active like the whole way through. And after that fight, I started having issues with my left arm to where I couldn't. I was losing range of motion in it. I got it checked out, and it turns out that I actually had a fracture in it. At a fracture, I had bone spurs and bone chips in it. And it turns out, back in 2011, it was an in-house tournament at a Genesis. It was me and my teammate Mark De La Rosa. We're in the finals, and he triangle armbarred me, and he broke it. So I went
Oh,
years with a broken arm, not even knowing the damage of it. So that set me back. I got surgery on it back in 2018. So I didn't end up fighting again until 2019. I made my debut for Fury against Tony Wynn. That was December 2019. I won that fight. I was like, man, now I'm getting momentum. Time to start fighting. I had a fight lined up for Fury in San Antonio. Then, man, that's when the pandemic hit.
yeah.
Put everything on hold. Even then, like once they start having shows again, I had it was 6 or 7 fights lined up, and they all backed out, just one after another. Some accepted, then they turned it down. Some turned down right away. So I was kind of like in a standstill, like it was out of my control again. So from there, I was supposed to fight Jacob Silva back in May on for Fury, and Dana White was filming looking for a fight.
I remember that, man.
A week before the fight, actually a month before the fight, I got cut on my right eye. I trained through it. Then a week before the fight, I was sparring with my teammate Mark, and I got cut again. It was the same eye, but it was a bigger cut. And that one, man, it forced me out of the fight, and that was hard, to be honest. I just remember I was in the gym. I just looked around, and I had like that flash before my eyes, like this opportunity's gone.
Yeah.
But thank God, we rebooked the fight 2 months later in July of last year, and man, I won that fight. I don't know if everybody knows this, but I actually broke my arm in the first round. Jacob threw 2 switch kicks to my right side. I blocked both of them. First one cracked my arm. Second one fully broke it. I have my ulnar bone. I broke it in 3 places, and I tore my thumb in the third round of that fight. I still won a decision. I didn't even know it was broken till after the fight when the doctor looked at it. But that kind of sidetracked me also. But man, I'm healthy now. I fully recovered, and it's time to fight next Sunday.
No, for sure, man. And I was gonna say because during that fight, I mean, Jacob had momentum.
Yeah,
He was competing, and the fact that you were able to get that win, I mean, obviously, man, that was that was a good thing, man, because you showed that you belong there, bro.
yeah, exactly. Like not only that, but it just gave me that much more confidence. Like if I beat the former Fury champ, Dana White's a huge fan of his. He was coming off a Contender Series. I beat him with a broken arm. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
capable from here on out.
No, for sure, man. And I mean, like you said, man, it was unfortunate that you weren't able to fight him in front of Dana White because I'm sure that would have been a goal in itself.
Yeah,
But I mean, the fact that you got to fight him, you got that win. Like you said, you're fighting again. It's going to be the 27th on the Sunday. Let me ask you, do you guys normally train on Sundays?
man, I've been lately like even like with the Jacob fight now, I'll try to have the same routine on a Sunday since I'm fighting a Sunday as I would on fight day. So around 4:30, I'll go get my sparring in, stuff like that, hang out. Like I'm a real big napper. I love taking naps. But since it's on a Sunday, especially like afternoon like that, I'm not able to. So I've been holding myself back from doing that. But yeah, I just try to keep the same routine as if it is fight day.
No, you see, and I asked that because I'm always asking fighters, bro, because it goes back to when I covered Bellator here. There was a guy from Hawaii on the card, and it was around like 4:30, and I'm talking to the guy, and he was out of it, and I said, man, you okay? He says, man, Hawaii time, I'd be asleep right now, man. Like he's like, but I'm tired, and I was thinking like, man, I wonder if fighters even train like especially when it's that much of a time difference.
Yeah.
But when it's Sunday, bro, I mean, I'm at home watching TV and trying to relax, and it's like, dude, I can't see myself getting up and okay, I'm gonna go fight this guy, man, because people get used to it, man.
Yeah, same, but I'm kind of used to it now. It it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. To be honest, I'm just training to fight and get that chance next Sunday.
Oh, you're saying after your fight, you can go home and take a nap, man. Take that nap,
Exactly.
my man. Now let me ask you, as far as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, bro. I mean, you are a black belt. Am I correct? Is this first or second degree?
First degree.
Degree. And I mean, when it comes to everybody's always wanting that goal, man. I want to get a black belt, but I mean, you still keep learning, man. I mean, once you get that black belt, that's still it says a lot, but at the same time, you're still a student, right?
Exactly. So like once I got my black belt, I actually started learning more. Like I fell in love with the sport even more, became a bigger student of the game. Even now, like I never stopped learning. Like I truly feel the second you stop evolving, that's when you're dead. And I don't want to do that. Like I plan on training, teaching literally till the day I die.
No, but by all means, bro. And you see, and I know you visited your brother a few months back, and I remember he kept posting that you gave him his blue belt, man. And I was thinking, man, I said, dude, I got to get back on this, bro. I mean, I know it's easier said than done for me, man. I've just gotten used to just working and not making enough time with the podcast. I am, I definitely thank you for making time for this. But I want to start training, man. I was thinking, you know what? If I start training and tap your brother, man, can I get that blue belt?
Man, let's do it. Let's set up a training session.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna call him out, man. So bring him out here and roll with him for a little bit, man. But Jason, man, like I said, when you guys first walked into the gym, where I was at, man. I mean, you guys were young. Jason, I mean, he had that chocolate mohawk going on, man. And but I always tell people, man, because when you came in, you guys kind of like, you guys were in love with it, man, and you enjoyed it. And one of the things I always tell people is when I was teaching, I would make it fun. I was making it to where you guys like wanted to come back the next day, and keep learning, and you guys enjoyed it every time, man. So you definitely made it easier for me.
Man, I appreciate hearing that. Like, first, like as far as my brother Jason, man, I owe so much to him. Also, like, that's why, like, whenever I gave him his blue belt, I talked about that. Like, I just told the school, like, look around, look at all your teammates, our school here. You have that man right there to thank for all this, because he's the one that introduced me to the sport. He'd come over, bring his UFC DVDs. He started training with you first. I remember that. He's like, man, you got to go train with Mario. He's a instructor, good teammates, and I remember my first class when tried it out, and honestly, like nothing's ever come to me as natural as jujitsu. Like the first day I trained, I literally have never stopped training ever since then.
No, and I'm glad you did it, man, because I know I had stopped teaching at one time, and the team broke up. Some went to another team. A lot of people stopped training, and you went to Dallas and kept at it, man.
Yeah, yeah. It just again, it just came so natural to me.
And I will say this, bro. I don't know if you remember. I think his name was John, that bodybuilder that we used to have in the gym. Big old dude, muscle guy.
Maybe if I saw him.
Yeah, and I have he paid for an advertisement we did on your newspaper, so it was like me and him like back to back in the gi. But I used to put you against him on purpose, man, because it was good to watch, bro. Because I mean, you were scrappy, dude. I mean, of course, you were lighter weight, but you gave him hell, dude. Like he couldn't catch you, and I would see him get frustrated, and I'm thinking like, man, those are always good little scraps, bro. But it made it entertaining for me. So thank you for that, man. But it obviously helped you even more, man, because that guy was a big dude, man.
See, that's the thing too. Like I've always been the smaller dude, so of course that's what jiu-jitsu is about, right? Smaller dude defending themselves against somebody bigger is. If anything, it just prepped me for all the battles I've had since then.
No, for sure. And I mean, I mean, right now, your record, I mean, it doesn't speak for volume, bro, because you have an 11 and 12 record. Now, the 12 record, the fact, like you said, you fought people that were two weight classes, on top of you, man. I mean, you were always the smaller guy. I give you props for always testing yourself, man. But yeah, a lot of those fights, I was like, damn, you shouldn't have taken it, man. You were fighting tough dudes at different weight classes, man.
Hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, even then, bro. I mean, of course, like you said, you were so eager to make it into the UFC, man.
Yeah.
Looking back, I mean, if you would have taken it easy, man, do you think you would have been on there right now?
Man, I always think about that. So like if no one really knows my story, like I'll give you a piece of it because like once I make it to UFC, I'm really gonna talk about it more in detail, just everything I went through. But man, I went from 7-3. I came off the biggest win of my career, and it was a blessing and a curse at the same time. It was back in 2012. Again, it was a fight I shouldn't have even taken, but I fought a Zach George in Oklahoma on 10 days' notice. He was a Bellator vet. He was 20-4 at the time. I was 6-3. Again, 10 days' notice. I'm a 25er. I moved over to 145 for that fight. And I told myself, like, man, I know this is going to be a tough, risky fight, but my jiu-jitsu is going to save me. Somehow, some way, my jiu-jitsu is going to pull through, and that's how I'm going to win. And sure enough, I armbarred him in the first round, got me to 7-3. So from there, just think being young, how much confidence that gave me. It was like, all right, now I'm ready to take on anybody. I don't care about the weight class. I moved up in weight, and man, sadly, I paid for it. I went again from 7-3 to 8-12, and that's when it was like enough's enough. I got burnt out. Just at that time, like the names of the people I fought, like it was nothing but tough fights, back to back to back to back, and again, now I'm a lot smarter about it. For one, I'm never moving up a weight class anymore. I'm 125, and it kind of shows for itself. Again, I'm on a 3-5 win streak. I'm 11-12 right now. Even like saying that record, it sucks, but man, it's part of my story. This is only a part of it. Is moving past it. It's getting 12-12, 13-12, 14-12, 15-12, and just getting to the UFC. I truly believe in my heart I will be there.
No, and man, I'm right there with you, man. I mean, I've always been a fan, bro. I mean, not just the fact that you're a competitor, but you have a business, you have your family, and I see you happy, I see you involved, and I'm thinking, man, that's what everybody should be doing, man. I mean, people get caught up on fights, and of course, neglect one or the other. But the fact that you're busy and your wife is involved, of course, in the gym,
Yeah.
your kids train, they compete also, man.
Yeah, the whole family does. And see, like that's part of it. Also, I didn't understand that then. Like my whole thing was just fighting. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't even get into fighting to teach. But like once I took that 4 year break, like it was hard just seeing all these dudes still fighting. I was like, man, I know I could beat them. Like, what's going on? And I didn't realize God's purpose was for me to teach. Like I always say it like my flesh side, my carnal side wants to fight, be selfish, fight, fight, fight. But like my spiritual side is to teach because we're here to serve others, and I've been blessed to do that with jujitsu. So if I didn't go through all of that, take the hiatus I did, I wouldn't have discovered this. I wouldn't have built a team that I have, my wife, my family, like my kids, and again, it all happens for a reason. Once I understood that, it gave me clarity. That's why I feel like God's like, you finally get it. So now you can fight again. I am.
And I gotta ask you, bro, because for me, I came under Mike Rangel here in San Antonio. I was one of his prepper belts. When I started teaching, I enjoyed it, man. And the fact that I was teaching, I was actually learning more, man, because you kind of put yourself outside that box. Did that happen to you when you started teaching?
Oh yeah, for sure. So like even that, like to be honest, I've been teaching ever since I was a white belt. I started at my first school, Arlington MMA. I was in 2008, so I was only 2 years into training jiu-jitsu myself. My credentials at that time was through fighting as an amateur. I didn't get like serious into teaching until again I took that semi-retirement, and that's when it kind of just took off. But yeah, I agree with you. Like teaching makes you a better student, it makes you a better competitor, and you learn more that way because you have to explain and know what you're teaching. You could get a question out of the blue, and if you know your stuff, you're gonna be able to answer it and help somebody out. And that's kind of where I'm at now with it, just getting better at teaching.
No, no, for sure, man. And I mean, the fact you mentioned earlier, you have a teammate that's actually fighting also on that card. Is he one of the ones, one of your training partners right now?
Yeah, he's one of my training partners. he actually he started. I won't say he started with me, but he was part of our. So we run Genesis Burleson.
Right.
That's right. I teach. We have what we call headquarters, which is Genesis Jiu-Jitsu in River Oaks. That's where the MMA team is. He was doing
Oh,
jiu-jitsu with us. He got his purple belt through me, but he wanted to branch into MMA. He's like lifelong martial artist. He's purple belt now. He's done karate his whole life, making his pro debut. I think he's like 4-0, 5-0 as an amateur. And man,
wow.
be on the lookout for Silas. Honestly, like he's gonna be one that he's gonna be in the UFC here one day. This is pro
What?
debut, and this fight's at 155.
Okay. Okay.
So
And yours is at 125, right? Just to get
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm sticking at 125.
No, no, not 45, right?
Nah, those days are beyond me.
Man, you see, and like I said, I've always been a fan, man, and I followed you even on social media, of course. I always see your posts and your positivity, and that those are the kind of things that I want to see, man, because it's what for me, like people are always like, oh man, you're always putting all this funny stuff in the morning, and I like it personally, man, because I like to go back and I still laugh, and it's like I don't want if I'm
Same.
having a day, I'll go back and be like, oh man, that was stupid, but I get a kick out of it, man, and it's just I'm at that age where I don't even want to waste a lot of my time on negativity, man. It's like I don't have time for all that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way.
And I mean, so for the fact that you're always, being positive on Facebook, man, I appreciate that myself. Thank you for doing that. And despite, let me ask you because you were saying your kid competes, your wife and yourself. Have you guys ever competed all at the same time in a tournament?
No, we haven't. My wife and my oldest son Javi have on submission hunters and stuff. But as far as like all of us,
Oh,
no. Me and my wife have we did. I think it was IBJJF in San Antonio. We competed on the same card, but never all of us card. I
I
think
was
it's
going to
much.
I think to the book, bro. And let me ask you on that note, because obviously, I mean, you want to keep fighting, right? I mean, as long as body permits and everything's great. But they also have those Fury cross promotions where they do grappling tournaments, man. I think the last one they had a bunch of UFC fighters and they put them against grapplers. Would you be up to something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. That's a Fury grappling. There's not part of Fury Fight Championship.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and to be honest, what I really fell in love with was combat jujitsu.
No, yes, bro. You see, you've actually, me and your student, man, Sarah, we were talking about your Cancun Randy, bro. You were out there living life, and I said, yeah, this guy's having way too much fun, bro. But I mean, it's well deserved, man. You definitely deserved it, and obviously you enjoyed out there, right? You're in Cancun. How many times have you been out there?
Man, so with EBI Combat Worlds, I've competed for them twice. The first one was 2019 in LA. Then Eddie Bravo brought me back for Combat Worlds of Bantamweights last year. That was in Cancun. That was the first time going to Cancun. Fell in love with it. Then he brought my wife in, so she competed on the first Medusa card, which was this past. I don't remember the date, but it was this past year, and man, I really got to enjoy myself that, which I'm sure everybody saw just off of my post. It was the first time I wasn't the one competing. So like, you know what? You had all the fun last time. You compete. I'll have fun with my margaritas.
Yeah, I was gonna say you actually got to enjoy it without any bumps and bruises, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And I mean, are you going with your student on this next one for her
Oh yeah,
tournament?
yeah. I'll be there with her. Just support
Okay,
her,
yeah.
coach.
I had asked her if she spoke Spanish, and she was like, un poquito. And I said, well, Randy goes, I'm sure he'll be able to translate, man. Are you bilingual, bro?
Poquito también. Siento más.
Man, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I wonder if he speaks Spanish, bro. I said because not everybody does. I mean, I'm blessed to read, write, and speak in Spanish, but enough to get away, right? You had that
Yeah,
that
exactly.
so
I could
people.
carry a small conversation. That's about it. I understand it more than I could speak it.
No, 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 by all means, bro. But I mean, how was the? I mean, the tournament. Of course, I'm pretty sure that was overwhelming. I mean, it was a good opportunity. But the trip to Cancun, man, how was it, bro? I mean, obviously, it was a beautiful day when you went. So
And it was honestly like once a lifetime opportunity. Like just being out there, but like even competing, just being on that stage with like the big names that they were, like even drawing Ben Eddy first round. Like everybody knows who Ben Eddy is, and it wasn't the outcome I wanted, but I felt like, man, I made it. I'm on this show a second time on Fight Pass. The world gets to see me again, and Honestly, like what I really like about it is the opportunities to open up for others. My wife got on Medusa because of it. Now my student Sarah's on Medusa because of it. So I'm glad to have built that relationship with Eddie Bravo to where like if he needs somebody, he knows I'm just a message away and we can get somebody out there. And this time it's Sarah's turn.
No, no, for sure, man. And when it comes to the tournaments like that, man, because obviously, I mean, you're a coach. Are you going to be coaching her for her tournament, her fight?
Oh yeah, I'll be there coaching her.
I was going to say, I didn't know if you were just going to sit back. I was going to say, how hard is it for you not to coach or not to be involved, man?
No,
But
I'll be coaching her. I might have margarita in my hand as I do that. But
you're going to be like, hey, the other leg. But
exactly.
man, like you mentioned earlier, bro, this fight coming up, of course, it's going to be February 27th. It's going to be on a Sunday. As far as weight cut, everything's on check.
Oh yeah, I'm on point. Weights rate dropping. Like at this point, I have like 13 to 14 to cut. I usually cut like 8 the night before, so I'm right on schedule. I'm feeling good. Camp went good. Started my dieting with one of my teammates, Hamza. He does my meal prepping. He has a Habibi prep, and man, it's what I really like with Hamza is like I'm able to eat. Like next week, the week of fight week, no lie, I'll be eating 5 meals a day.
Damn, dude.
Uh-huh. Every 2 to 3 hours, he has me eating, and my body's just constantly burning off to where I'm still sweating, losing the weight, feeling good, rejuvenated. So it's been real good being able to get Holmes on board and help me out the way he has.
No, yeah, because I mean, normally, I mean, you would start like the week of, and then have to lose another 8 pounds on top of that, man. So I'm pretty sure your
All,
body.
all that stuff. I haven't.
I think I lost volume, bro. Is the mic still on there? Hold on, let me try some real. Can you hear me? Yeah, your volume went out, bro. It's probably just a signal, man. Yeah, we definitely lost volume. Let's see. Can you hear me? Yeah, I lost your volume, bro. It's the signal for the video outlet. I don't know why it's like that, man, but it's actually we've been having the issues with it. I reset it and revamped it this morning, man. I was hoping it would go through. Um, but let me see if it shows, man. If not, I'm gonna post your sponsors on the link, and that way they get a shout out, for them helping you. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, bro. And I apologize, man, but definitely wish you the best of luck. Come fight night. I'm gonna be watching on UFC Fight Pass. And for those that are watching this video, man, I mean, Randy Villarreal, of course, he's going to be fighting February 27th, Fury UFC 58. This is going to be on a Sunday. So definitely subscribe to the UFC Fight Pass if you haven't. Support. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put his sponsors on this. That way they get a blast. And Randy, bro, I apologize, but definitely, man, we'll catch up after the fight, bro. All right? I appreciate you, man. Thank you, boss. Later, bro.